All right. Today we're transitioning from multiplying to dividing. So you have to know how to divide using long division. So here's what we're going to do. This is our divisor. Divisor. This is our dividend. Dividend. It's the number we are dividing. So what happens is we have the divisor on the outside, and inside our division symbol, we have the dividend. Our answer, does anybody know what we call our answer to a division problem? Quotient, well done. So our answer is called a quotient. Do you need to know this? Yes, right? You need to know that this first thing is going to go inside here. I wrote dividend instead of dividend, silly me. And so our divisor is on the outside. So we're going to put a 13 here. And we have this 9893. So I'm going to kind of go around. You might want a multiplication table because we are multiplying by 13. Or dividing by 13 rather. We do need to know the multiples of 13. So we're going to follow either this row or this column, whichever you find easier to figure this out. Can 13 go into 9?
No.
It cannot. So I would just kind of put a 0 here. You don't have to have a 0 here. It's not changing our answer, but it gets us in the habit when it will change our answer, right? So does 13 go into 98?
Yeah.
So I'm following the 13 until I get to something close to 98 without going over. So 91 is 7 times. I'm putting the 7 above the 8. Make sure you're staying nice and neat and with me, not running your mouths, but running your pencils on your paper. 7 times 13, we just said was 91. So that's what we have to subtract from 98. And then we say 8 minus 1 is what? 7. Bring down the 9. Well done. I'm going to now follow my 13 till I get close to 79. I can't get quite there, but 78 is 6 times. So a 6 is going to go on top of this 9. I'm going to subtract 68. Is that right? That seems weird. 78. Thank you. I was like, that seems weird. It's not 68. So right now I have a remainder of 1, but what happens last? I bring down the 3. How many times can 13 go into 13? Once. So you've all written this down neatly, showing all work. You can write 0 there. I always just do 2 lines. I don't know. Just depends on how you're taught. All right. So this one, remember, this top means this divided by that. So this first one is our dividend, and the bottom one is our divisor. So as we write this out, I'm going to leave some space over here. We'll come back to here, but I'm going to say 37 into 950. Now here's what I like to do just because it helps me. I like to list some multiples of my divisor. So 13, I didn't have to list those multiples because they're all listed in my multiplication table. But 37 is a little tricky. What's 37 plus 37? So 7 plus 7 is 14, 74. Now I'm just going to kind of jump up here 7 and 4 is 11. 10 plus 1 is 11. I'm going to kind of pretend that's not there and think 7 plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4, and bring down your 1. So I'm just adding 37 every time. 7 plus 8 is 15. 4 plus 4 is 8. Bring down your 1. All right, I have to do this about 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more for now for 6. So 7 plus 5 is 12. That makes this 4 plus 8, which is also 12, making this a 2, 222. That makes sense because that's just double that. 2 plus that 7 makes 9. 2 plus that 3 makes 5. I'm bringing up a 2 because I ran out of room. Then I'm thinking 7 plus 9 is 16. So that's a 4 plus 5 is 9. So that's 7, 8, and one more will give us as many as we might need. So 7 plus 6. The door was unlocked, but thank you. Oh, you didn't have hands. I'm sorry. 7 plus 6 is 13, making this 4 plus 9, which is 13. And this is a 3, which makes sense because it's 3 times, which is 9, right? So now we can totally do this. Can 37 go into 9? No. Can it go into 95? How many times? Just 1, 2 times. So I'm going to put a 2 here. 2 times 37 is 74. Whew, so this is 1 and this is 2. This one's kind of ugly. Bring down the 0. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I know, but I don't want you to be disruptive. No. I walk past the class. I still want to talk to about. All right. So 37 times 5 is 185. So if I make this a 0, this is a 10. 20 minus 18 is 2. So, I mean, if this were a improper fraction, we could list this as a mixed number, right? This would be our remainder and say 25 and 25 37ths. Or if we were doing decimals, I would add a decimal here and here and start adding zeros. Only 3? That's what I learned. You can add as many zeros as you want, right? Hey. Yeah, thanks. Jalen, your lunch is in the office. You can get on your way to lunch. All right, 250. So this is close, but not close enough. So it's 6 times. 222. 50 minus 22 is 28. Bring down the 0, because we can add as many zeros as we want. I know. 280. So 7 times was 259. We can leave a remainder, absolutely, with this one. So 21. This is going to end up. Is it going to end up repeating? I don't know. You're right. We're going on and on and on, which is why you could say 25 and what was our remainder? 25? Yeah, probably. That exact one. All right, guys, this is what my 6th graders have been working on. I've been working on 6th graders are learning this. Like, Yeah, with decimals. With decimals. All right. So let's look at it. We'll move on to move on to remember it with decimals. All right. So we've already gone through the first part. Well, then you have to learn it this way. Why? Because you can't do it with decimals. Guys, you have to know the long division way. I know some of you like partial quotient. You have to learn it this way because you have to be able to do it with decimals. All right. So here is just some more review. So as I'm looking. All right. Well, I see. All right, so here's some examples. The result, is called the quotient. Remember, 12 divided by 4 can be written as 12 divided by 4. It can be written as 12 over 4. And it can be written as 4 into 12. All right, so you do need to know those. That's super duper important. You need to be able to recognize, you see a fraction bar, that it means divided by. All right? Yes. So this one says no remainders. This one says with remainders. So let's do this. 21. I feel like we can estimate 21. If you want to, we can write out the multiples of 21. 21, 42, 63. So these are going up by 2. These are going up by 1. 8, 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. How many times could 21 go into 81? 1, 2, 3 times, which is 63. So if you don't like this way, make sure you're practicing it this way with us. It's going to make your life easier, promise. So I have to subtract. I cannot take 3 from 1. Again, this is a prerequisite skill. If you're not good at subtracting multiple digits, you're responsible for that. 11 minus 3 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. When I bring down the 9, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I do it one more time, I have 9. So this is 9 times, and it goes in evenly. So it's beautiful when it divides evenly, but sometimes we have a remainder. And you need to know that as big kids, you should write it as a fraction or a decimal. And as we're working in decimals, you're going to have to write it as a decimal. Okay? So 17 is right in our multiplication chart. So we don't need to list out these multiples. It can't go into 1 or 15. How many times can it go into 153? Follow your 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it exact? Well, that's nice. However, I actually like this example because this is 0 when I bring down the 8. How many times can 17 go into 8? 0. It is necessary for you to put that 0 here. Otherwise, it just looks like a 9. Yes? And this is where you would add in decimals. All right? So you would have a remainder. Then you would bring down a 0. How many times can 17 go into 80? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times.
There you go.
And that's 68. All right, and you would keep going. Thank you. And keep going and keep going. Or you would write this as a fraction, right? We had 8/17. Oh, I think this is thank you. Where did we get 68 from? 4 times 17 was 68.
Oh, we already done.
We are not done, guys. All right. So, whew. We're gonna kind of go back and forth with these. Let me give you a tool. Go ahead and log into your Chromebooks. All right, I'm sharing my screen. Here's the deal. Shh. Log into your Chromebooks.
No, we have a pixel art.
No.
Oh,
You
my
do-
God.
Just open up Chrome. I'm going to send you to this
I'm closing.
division website.
No.
You can look it up too. If it's easier, you can search for Divide Pal instead of putting all of this into your thing. You're gonna go to Divide Pal.
Why would I type in BI? Getting pops up. Why can't I'm not even joking. So divide. I'll give you the answer.
It's gonna help you get the answer. It's gonna give you
I got it.
step by step.
Yeah, would.
All right. So Divide Pal. Another minute.
Divide pal. I
Divide
did
Pal. So the reason you needed to know about divisors and dividends, the number on the bottom is the divisor. So how many digits in 64? 2. So I'm going to put in, oops, there's an ad. Thank you very much. So I'm going to change this to 2. The dividend, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to click on enter your problem. All right, are we there? All right. So we can just enter. I don't know if we had to even select that. I think we just needed to select that in case we wanted to generate a problem. But we have a problem, and that is 64 is our divisor. And 2752 is our dividend. So now I'm going to write the problem down because I have to show my work because Mrs. Lobb is so mean. All right, so I'm showing my work. 64 into 2752. But we're gonna look at it. Can the divisor 64 go into the first digit, which is 2? Can it go into 2? No, so choose no. That is correct. Awesome, thank you. Can the divisor go into the first 2 digits, which is 27? No. Good job. All right. Can the divisor 64 go in here? Yes.
My generator problem or?
No, you are inputting your own problem. All right, what do we think? How many times? So here's what I would do. I would think 64 plus 64 is 128. This would be 12, so 9, 192. Another time would be 6, 15, 256. So if I added 64 out, I'd go way over. So that's why I'm going to say 4 here. This is how I'm getting 4. I'm just adding 1, 2, 3, 4 times until I got somewhere close. So I'm going to say 4. It says correct. So we have to put 4 in the highlighted box. It's telling you that it needs to go above the 5. All right, what is 4 times 64? That's the next question. 256. Be careful. So 256. And it's telling you where to write that after you check your answer. Now enter 256 in the highlighted box. So that's what I'm going to do here. Minus 256. Now I have to subtract. So the 7 becomes a 6. 15 minus 6 is 9. 6 minus 5 is 1. So the answer to that subtraction I'm getting is 19. Correct. So now I have to enter it here. Since 64 is more than 19, we bring down the 2. So I'm going to show here that I'm bringing down the 2. Now we can look back here. How many times can 64 go into 192? And that's 1, 2, 3 times. So I'm going to say 3. So it says, good, write it up there. So I do on my page 2. 64 times 3, we just said is 192. So I'm going to say 192. Check your answer. Now enter it there. What? And it's 0, right? 192 minus 122 is 0. So that's what they're having you do here, 0. All done. All right, now it says try another. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to where it was. If you go back here to divide pal, nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm just going to use my back arrow and click on where it says divide pal. How did you guys get back? Where is divide pal? All right, so you just kind of yeah, why is there no easy way? Oh no. All right, let's do it together then. Yep, 148 If I add 148 to that, I have 16. 4 and 4. Oh my gracious. Can you just stop? 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 makes 9. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I'm just adding these up. I'm gonna stop sharing for now. We can come back here in a minute. Here 8 plus 6 is 14. 10 plus 4 is 14. This makes it 4. I'm just adding. 8 plus 4 is 12. 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Wait, you already know what?
Good. So 3, 4, 5 is 10, 5, 14, and 2, 7. So this is 8, 8, 8. And then 7, 8, and 9, you would have to figure out. But let's look at this. This one's tricky because we literally have to go all the way up to 1,000, right? Oh, guys, what's 8 plus 8? So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. So 2 plus 8 is 10. That was stupid. This is not helpful for long division. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So we're going to say 7 times. That's silly. That was not a helpful long division problem. Hurry up, Liam. So here we can do this in our divide pal, right? So let's do it. If you need to list 34, 68, 4 plus 8, so 10. Somebody said we could change settings or something. I share my screen. So I'm just gonna go back to divide pal from the beginning. Divide pal. All right, so I'm gonna enter my own problem. 34 is my divisor. 5928 is my dividend. All right. So you're going to go through using that. Again, you might have to do some addition to figure out the multiples of 34. So 4 plus 2, 3 plus 0, bring down your 1. 4 plus 6. So 4 plus 3, bring down your 1. 4 plus 0. 3 plus 7, so that makes this a 2. 4 plus 4, 3 plus 0, bring down your 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I need to do 2 more. 4 plus 8 is 12. 4 plus 3 is 7, bring down your 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 7 is 10. So that makes this 2 a 3. All right, so this should help you with your multiples. This should help you with your steps. You're going to do 8, 9, and 10. If anything else in your packet needs to be finished through page 8, do so. If your riddle needs to be done, do so. But you should be working when those things are done, by all means. But here, we're just dividing. Here's your divisor. Here is your dividend. Okay. Show your work. Use divide pal, but show your work.
I could pay. You wanna sleep with my friends and maybe.
Alright.
This is what it sounded like.
What do you need?